Hmm. Dah, mulai lagi.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, Good morning, friends and Stir. We are from Group 7. We would like to present about our material is about business relationship. Uh, Before we get started the presentation, let me know you about my team members. For the first, Rahadatul IC. Second, Amanah Kurniakasih. Third, Halno Fikri Adriel. And fourth, Dival F. Kaputra. For the first material is about agency. We'll explain by IC to IC. Time is yours.
Thank you, Amanda Kurnia. The first material about agency. Agency is a legal relationship where an agent acts on behalf of for the benefit or principal to perform certain legal action, usually involving the sale or promotion of good and service. The key character. The key character agents do not own the goods. They only market or sell them on behalf of the principal. Agents earn a commission for a successful transaction. Businesses are borne by the principal. Can be exclusive or non-exclusive depending on the agreement. Next slide, please. Agency have a legal basis from KUHP Perdata, from Burgerly Wage Book. It's in Pasal 1792, a power of attorney is agreement by which one part give authority to another to act the behalf and legal matters. The next in Undang-Undang Nomor 8 Tahun 1999, it's about again must ensure product information as accuracy and are liable for misleading offers. The next one in Government Regulation number 36 of 1977 on agency business. For the example, company A is appointed as an exclusive sales agent for a Japanese car manufacturer in exterior of Indonesia. Next slide. The next material about distributor. Distributor is a business entity that purchases goods from the producer or principal and reels them in on name to retailers or end customer. Distributor have characteristic. The first one about distributor on and store the product after purchasing. They act in their own name and their own risk, make a profit from the margin between the purchase and resale price, often have designed sales territory and targets. Next slide. Distributor have there is no specific law in exclusively regulates distributorship, but have a practice in subject to KUHP Perdata and general principle of a control of law in Undang-Undang Nomor 5 Tahun 1999 in Prohibition of Monopoly Practice and Unfair Business Competition, Undang-Undang Perdagangan Nomor 7 Tahun 2014 is regulate goods distribution. Distribution must ensure safety, quality, and legality of goods. For example, Company B imports consumer electronic from South Korea and distributed to retail store across the Java Island. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Aishi, for the material. For the next material is about franchise monopoly. Will be explained by Halno. To Halno, time is yours.
Okay, thank you to moderator. What is a franchise monopoly? A franchise monopoly refers to a company or individual that is sheltered from competition by virtue of an exclusive licensee or patent granted by the government. As the government believes it to be a beneficial component of the economy, franchise monopoly can be found in essential sectors such as transportation, water supply, and water. Critics of franchise monopoly believe they don't lead to inefficient, and can be subject to favoritism. Next. Next. Franchise monopoly in Indonesia. For the first is a franchise exclusive monopoly, the exclusive right granted by parent company to a franchise to operate in a certain territory without competitors of the same brand. Diatur dalam Regulasi Nomor 5 Tahun 1999 on the Prohibition of Monopolistic Practice and Unfair Business Competition. Example, PLN, PDAM, dan PT KAI. For the second, government grant franchise monopoly. A monopoly right granted by government to certain companies to provide certain goods, service, usually in the public utility sector. Regulate in Law Nomor 5, 1999, Pasal 50, which provides exception for BUMN or strategic sector. Example, McDonald's, KFC, and Alfamart. Next slide, please. Pro and contra monopoly franchise. While monopoly ensure control of important industries, remains in public hand and help control the cost of capital-intensive production. Opponents of such monopolies claim that they encourage favoritism and introduce market distortions. Critics also emphasize that franchise monopoly do not improve efficiency. As franchise monopoly have two competitors, there is no incentive to be innovative and efficient as there is no threat of losing market share, and the monopoly system is also prone to corrupt practice, especially in the listening process, which is often politic. As long as the company can provide it as such its product at the price set by the government, it can continue to run its business. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Helno. The next material we talk about the merger and joint venture will be explained by me. For the first, what is merger? Merger is a business strategy in which two or more companies agree to combine into a single, also to merge resource, assets, workforce, and even business visions. Usually, after a merger, only one company remains legally active, while the others are absorbed into in the merger process and core for reasons such as efficiency, strengthening market position, or due to economic pressure. The regulation about the merger for the first is law number 14 of 2007 concerning limited liability companies about company law requires approval from the general meeting of shareholders or GMS and notification to creditors. Next is Undang-Undang nomor 5 tahun 1999 concerning the prohibition of monopolistic practice and unfair business competition. And about in the law, mergers must be reported to the Indonesian Competition Commission or KPPU if they exceed certain assets or sales threshold. For the example for the merger, if a company A and company B merge after the merger, only a company A continues to operate, while company B stops operating, its assets, liabilities, and employees are transferred to company A. Next, we talk about what is joint venture. A joint venture is a form of business cooperation between two or more companies that agree to form a new company together. Each party remains independent but invests together to achieve certain goals. For example, if an Indonesian company, example PTC, cooperates with Japanese company or PTD to form to PTCD as a new company to produce electric bicycle in Indonesia. Law about the joint venture. For the first is Undang-Undang Nomor 25 Tahun 2007 concerning about investment, government partnership between foreign and domestic investor. A joint venture involving foreign investor must be in the form of a limited liability company, or we call in Indonesia PT. And next, about the negative investment list are now replaced by positive investment list in Presidential Regulation number 10 of 2021, and specifies which sectors are open, closed, or restrict to foreign ownership. Next slide about the purpose of merger and joint venture. Mergers and joint ventures are not ordinary business steps, but crucial strategies to survive and grow in globally competitive era. Each has specific goals. For the first is merger. First purpose is reduce market competition. By merging, the competitors to the market becomes more consolidated. And next, increase operational efficiency, can reduce operating costs through the consolidation of facilities and staff. Next, combine resources, whether capital, technology, or human resource, all can be used for more optimal result. Next, increase production scale. Large-scale production can lower per unit cost and expand markets and product line. Mergers can broaden market reach. Next, purpose of joint venture. For the first is combine expertise and strength of each party. For example, one company excels in technology while the other excels in marketing. Next, enter new markets, especially foreign market, without having to build from scratch. And next, share risk and cost. Large projects are risky, so the risks are shared. And next, build innovation together, suitable for technology or R&D projects. Next, what's the difference merger and joint venture? For the first, we look for the new company aspect. In the merger, no only one company survives, and in joint venture, yes, a new company is formed. Next, status of all companies. In the merger, one stays or dissolve. In joint ventures, all parent companies must continue. Next, main goal. For mergers, fully combine and become one company, and joint ventures collaborate for a project, market, and innovation. For the ownership, in merger owned by the surviving company, and joint venture joint ownership based on agreement. Next, for the last type of collaboration, for merger is a permanent and unified, and joint venture can be short-term or long-term. Next, for the real example in Indonesian, for the first is Bank Mandiri. What happened in Bank Mandiri? In 1998, the monetary crisis hit Indonesia. The government want to strengthen the banking system. So several state-owned banks were merged into one big bank. Who were the mergers? For the first, Bank Bumi Daya, Bank Dagang Negara, Indonesia Export-Import Bank, and Bank Pembangunan Indonesia. Result for the mergers is Bank Mandiri was formed one of the large banks in Indonesia today. Next, real example from joint venture. It is about Toyota and Astra International. Can joint venture to be PT Toyota Astra Motor. What happened in Toyota Astra Motor? Japanese automotive company Toyota Motor Corporation is teaming up with Indonesian PT Astra International. The goal, to form a new company called PT Toyota Astra Motor, which specializes in the distribution and marketing of Toyota cars in Indonesia. And the form joint venture, both companies share capital, responsibilities, and profit. Okay, that's all from me. Next material about the next material is about merger, build, operate, and transfer will be explained by default. So default, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. What is BOT? Build, operate, and transfer. BOT is a form of cooperation between the government and the private sector in infrastructure development. In this scheme, The private sector is given full responsibility to design, finance, and construct a project, build stats. After the project is complete, the private party has the right to manage and operate the facility for a certain period of time, usually between 10 to 30 years. During this operating period, the private party earn revenue, for example, from toll road user traffic, service fees, or other aggregate source, with the aim of returning the initial capital and marking a profit. Next, what is the purpose of BOT? First, encouraging private investment in infrastructure development. One of the main objectives is of implementing both BOT scheme into encouraging private investment in infrastructure development. Through this machine, the government provide an opportunity for the private sector to build, manage, and operate public infrastructure project within a certain period of time. Uh, Second, reducing government budget burden in financial large infrastructure project that's require high fund in this same all development financial is borne by private investor, so that APBN or APBD fund can be focused on other more pressing needs such as education, health, and poverty alleviation. Last, reduce government budget, accelerate strategy project development. The next objective is the accelerate the development of strategy project that are usually needed by the community and the national economy, as the private sector usually has direct access to funding source, technology, and proportional human resource. BOT project can be united and complete faster than if the really solely and government budget. Next. BOT, build, operate, and transfer. First, build. At this stage, the private sector is given the responsibility to design, fund, and build an infrastructure project according to the needs. Agree with the government or project owner. This development is carried out with fund and resource from the private sector, so that the government does not need to spend a direct budget. The private sector bear all development risks, including technical risks and cost overruns or construction delay. Second, operate. Once the project is complete and ready for use, the private party is given the right to manage and operate the facility for a great period of time, usually between 10 and 30 years. During this period, the private sector is entitled to generate income from the facility, for example, through service traffic, users fees, and cooperation with other users. Last, transfer. After the end of the concession or operational period, the private party is obligated to hand over all project assets, including facility and infrastructure, to the government or the original owner, and no additional cost or in accordance with the contractual agreement. The handed over project must be in good condition and fit for use, so that the government can direct manage it itself or involve other third party. Next. Next example, uh, Terminal Peti Kemas Kalibaru. One example of a significant BOT project in the port sector in Indonesia is the construction of Kalibaru Container Terminal, also known as New Priok Container Terminal 1. NPCT1. The project is part of the expansion of Tanjung Priok Port, Indonesian large and business port location in Jakarta. BOT first built PAS. In the past, the Indonesian government through PT Pelabuhan Indonesia Pesero or Pelindo is working with a foreign private company, Mitsu and CO Ltd from Japan, to build a modern container terminal facility. The financial sum is carried out by the private sector, where they bear the entry cost of infrastructure project development, including and construction of docks. Second is operate phase. After construction is complete, the terminal is operated by joint venture company formed between Pelindo and Mitsui PT New Priok Container Terminal 1. At this stage, the private party is given the exclusive right to manage and run port operation during the concession period, which lasts for 25 years. During this time, the all management earns revenue from container service activities. Last is transfer states. In accordance with the BOT principle, after the 25 years concession period end, all physical assets of the terminal, including docks, infrastructure, system, and loading and unloading equipment, will be handed back to government. In the case PT Pelindo, this transfer process is carried out without additional compensation, as it has been part of initial agreement in the BOT contract. Oke, sekian dari saya. Kembali ke moderator.
Okay, thank you, Deval. This is the last material from our group. Thank you for your attention and participation. We hope the material presented was useful and insightful. I apologize for any shortcomings as the moderator. See you in the next presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.